Mike CO. I said that right.
Yep.
Who is going to give me some information about Team Meerkat. And I wanted to give some information that Bev told me about because she gave me some great notes. Thanks, Bev, for putting me in the pocket. I appreciate you. So my notes say that he is a crew member from the New York Hobie Fleet 204. So I was told to ask you about their chant. Can you do it for me?
204, 204, 204.
Oh, wait. 204, 204,
There you go.
204.
You got it.
I love that. So sorry. I just had to add my little riff to that. I apologize. So I was also told that Beverly, our beautiful Beverly, also was on a crew with you a couple of times when
Yeah.
you were a young lad. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I started sailing with Fleet 204 back when I was 14, I think.
Oh, wow.
So I started skippering back then when I was 14, and then yeah, man, I sailed with them for years. So at some point earlier on, I was looking for a crew, and Beverly was available, so we sailed together several times, and yeah, she was a great crew.
Okay, so you're not new to this. Oh, I get it, but you're new to the World 1000. So how has your experience been thus far? Even though we're like halfway through, how do you feel?
It has been a lot of ups and downs, just trying to figure everything out and figure out the boat. I'm a Hobie 16 sailor primarily, and we're on F-18s, so F-18s are much rougher on the hands, and just a lot more to do as the crew on a F-18. Doing the spinnaker and the jib and the downhaul and the rotator and the mast and all these things to do on the F-18. Um, there's not a moment of downtime. Trying to figure out when to eat and drink has been like, oh yeah, I need to do that. It's like, well, I'm sheeting in here's some food.
So you guys literally are trying to eat, pull in lines, and all of that while you're out there?
Oh yeah, I mean, we have to eat at some point, and
We don't think about stuff like that for y'all.
yep. So yeah, we're basically we have pockets on our vests that carry all of our food and necessities for the day. We've got a Camelback with liquid in it,
Okay.
so you can just drink while you're out on the trapeze trimming the chute, and grab a drink along the way, and eat
When you can.
eat a protein bar or little gummies or whatever you can get in your mouth while you're out there sailing.
So you guys be out there starving. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It hasn't been too bad, you know. I think we've done a pretty decent job at keeping it together and scheduling our food. I've got an alarm that goes off at several times during the day. It's like, hey, don't forget to eat.
Good job. See, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I was told to look at your hands, and I can't stop looking at your hands now. I don't know if Jeff can zoom in on this. Look at how it is like, and you said you had on 2 gloves.
Yeah.
And it's still doing this to you.
Yeah.
What's this? Is this from the watch, or is this from a line as well?
From a rope, a little abrasion.
Man, you just getting beat up.
Oh yeah, bruises all over the place.
Where did this
I'm
come
not normally
from?
that color.
Where did this one come from?
I don't know.
Okay, you just have mystery
Yeah.
bruises, huh?
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Outside of the mystery bruises, and like you seem as if you're learning a little bit more about the catamaran boats a bit. So, is there something in particular that was something you weren't privy to before the World 1000?
No, I think Mark Herendeen, Jamie Livingston, they're longtime War Owl veterans, and I've spent a lot of time on the phone with them over the years, and racing against them and everything, and I've just heard stories and stories and stories from them, and it's like, all right, so I kind of knew the challenge I was getting myself into. But they did a good job at preparing me for the good and the bad.
So, what brought you to the World 1000? You said you spoke to a lot of, so what brought you here? What made you say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it great?
So going back to Syracuse, going back to 204, Um, the I can't remember if it was the first fleet race I ever went to or the second one, but it was like one of the first fleet races I ever went to. I looked out and there was this inner 20 sailboat out there with decals all the way up and down the sails of advertising. I was like, "Whoa, what is that boat?" Um, because obviously it wasn't a Hobie 16, and I was like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh, that's Sue Korzeniowski's boat. Uh, she just finished doing the Worrell 1000." I was like, "Well, what's that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's a 1,000-mile race from Florida all the way up to Virginia Beach." I said, "I'm gonna do that one day.
Oh.
I'm gonna do that." And so I was 14 at the time, and I was like, "I'm gonna do that one day."
How old are you now?
I don't remember. Ask my wife.
That's a good answer to that question.
30. I think I'll be 37 next week.
Oh, well, happy early birthday. And that's amazing that you said at 14 that you wanted to be a part of the World 1000. And here you are, a part of the World 1000. So, are you feeling accomplished with yourself thus far? I know we're not finished, but are you feeling that accomplishment setting in right now?
Oh, definitely. I think already we've had some just amazing experiences. Um, I think we've done a really good job at adapting to whatever the Worrell threw at us. Um, we had a leg that wasn't so great, where right off the start line we had a breakage, and we had to turn around and just making that decision to turn around and sail back through the fleet back to the beach was so hard, so hard. It was like, oh, but maybe we could, you know, jury rig it and tie it off. And it's like,
out there trying to figure it
it's like, no, if we need to make an adjustment or anything like that, and we tied it off, we wouldn't be able to. And so we went back, and our ground crew, within 22 minutes, we were back on the water. So 22 minutes after the start, we were back on the water, and I'm like, you know what? That didn't cost us that much in the grand scheme of the whole Worrell. 22 minutes did not cost us that much, and as a result of that, we were able to put our chute up and down during that day, which we needed to. And so just being able to make that really hard decision to turn around and go back and fix that, and then later on that day, our mast came down, and so it was like, our mast came down off of New Smyrna Beach, coming into Daytona, and it was like, why? Like we already had this other delay. We caught back up to the upper half of the fleet, and then to have our mast come down, and it was like, all right, now what? Now what do we do? And going back through stories I had heard from the Worrell, I'm like, all right, we gotta get to the beach. We gotta get this back up and get it rigged. And so we rigged up our jib on the boom to kind of sail us in. We were doing 4 knots with just this jury rigged boom jib up on the boom.
You guys are only doing 4 knots.
Yeah, but I mean that for not having a full rig, that was
good.
really good. The next day we were going way slower than that, with a full rig up. But anyways, yeah, so we got back to the beach, got the mast back up. Our ground crew met us there. We had ripped our sail, so we had to patch the sail. We fixed it right there on the beach, and we made it to the finish line. And as we were coming up to the finish line, we just heard a whole bunch of people cheering, and it was like all the other teams were there, and they were cheering for us, and it was like just that sense of accomplishment of like, we didn't give up. We didn't give up, even though you know everything seemed to go wrong that day. It's like, nope, we're not giving up. We're gonna get to this finish line, and we're gonna sail the entire thing. And so we made it to the finish line, and we had so many of the other teams come up to us like, awesome job, not giving up, persevering, going through it. And so that was just a sense of accomplishment right there.
You guys are a fan favorite. I can say every time I go on Facebook, I look and it's go Team Meerkat. Yeah, Meerkat. Get it, Meerkat. You guys came up great. Like, I love the fact that they love you guys. Like, they believe in you guys. So and the crew, like I was just speaking to your counterpart of the race. One of the things he said about the crew was they basically feed you guys. When you're going through those emotional waves of
Yeah.
physical and emotional waves, they give you that certainty of what
Yeah.
you need. And I really love that. How does it feel about those waves? Like, is that something that you look back on when you're on shore? Like, oh man, we could have handled that differently. But when you're out there, how do you think on your toes like that? How do you handle it like that?
I mean, thinking the War Owl is all about thinking on your toes. Thinking about, all right, how can we maximize the hand that we bend out? How can we maximize the current wins that we have? And you know, going back to, you keep seeing it on, every time you're on Facebook, you see Team Meerkats, everything, and that's the Hobie family right there,
Okay.
right there. That is the Hobie family, and we would not be here without the Hobie family supporting us. Um, our entire campaign has been funded by grassroots Hobie family. It's $25 here, $50 there. Has really gone a long ways, and here we are. And could not be here without the Hobie family.
I love that for y'all because they are supporting from the
Yes.
grounds crew to the Hobie family online. You guys are supporting.
Yes.
So say a nice love and thank you to those, the Hobie team and your ground crew and all them. If you have some time before Jeff kicks us off, say hello to everybody out there.
Yeah, I want to say hello to my wife, Judy. I love you. Thank you for allowing me to live out my dream to do the War Owl. I know you're home with our 3 kids, and they're probably driving you crazy right now. But thank you so much. And to my parents, thank you for always supporting my crazy sailing habits.
It's
And
not crazy.
and Fleet 204, you guys are amazing. It is a honor to have grown up with you guys and to sail with you guys. Hobie family, we're representing.
You guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
a light. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to make me laugh before we even started the interview. He had me cracking up in here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And hopefully, Team Meerkat will be at the Avengers of the World 1000 and take it home. I'm rooting for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have a great rest of your day.
You
Enjoy the lay. Enjoy Woosah.
Yes.
Bandage ointment up. Stretch, eat, drink a bunch of water,
Yep.
and be merry this evening.
Awesome.
Thank you. It's Makita. It's Nikki. Makita
What's your
Lemota.
name?
Listen, he's been messing with me all day. Okay, it is Nikki here at the 1000 in Folly, Florida, Folly, South Carolina. I am here, and I'll be back.